Good evening.
Good evening. Good evening, everybody. Are you recording? Good evening, everybody. My name is Carlos Lopez, and I'm part of the Kingdom 777 team here in Chula Vista, California. And I want to talk about Before I start talking about the subject, I'm going to ask you, please, to turn off your cell phones or turn down the volume of your cell phones to do the interruption. We're going to be talking about something really important that you want to hear. We're going to touch a really good subject about business, and please pay attention really carefully because this information might change your life. Okay, we're going to talk about, well, personally I'm going to talk about the greatest transfer in the history of wealth and the humankind. Okay, and I'm gonna put an example as a river. Money is like a river. In the ancient times and the old times where there was no money yet, where the money was the prosperity of the cultures of the cities, was being transported through a river. The river used to transport the wealth of the communities by transporting goods and services through rivers from city to city. So a city that it was really wealthy in those times always was next to a river. So the river started evolving, and the whole ideology of a river as a wealth stayed in the past, because now the human created the railroads, where now you can transfer the same amount or more amount of goods and services and people through the ground without going on the water anymore. So it took place faster and in a bigger amount of wealth. The prosperity started getting better. And then the money evolved into what we know today as highways or freeways. Freeways now could transport now a lot more wealth and a lot more services and products through cars. So everything started changing, and as everything changed, money started changing too. Every single time there was evolution of money, or evolution of prosperity, money took place in a bigger amount, in a bigger amount, right? Then after the railroads, we create airplanes. Now you can do trading internationally from country to country without having to go through the ground. In a couple hours you'll be in another country, transporting whatever you want to bring, including people, and people is money. So 50 years ago, the river started taking place through another direction, and now we are in a new era where the old rivers starting to dry up. Little by little, we're changing. We are on the biggest wealth transfer in the history of mankind through e-commerce. Now the new river is called e-commerce. Why is e-commerce? People think that we're in a recession. People think that we're struggling out there because people's losing their jobs. People's not getting paid full-time anymore in their jobs. There's not enough money to pay the rent. Everything's going up in price. As a matter of fact, it's not that. It's that the dollar is losing its purchasing power. And why? Because the river's drying up and is moving to another era. And it's in front of our nose. Most people don't realize that we are moving to the e-commerce wealth transfer. And this is going to be huge because now everybody has internet on their phones. Everybody has internet. Now you can do transactions. You can be in the Sahara, in the middle of the Sahara, the desert, Sahara, and you can be there at 11 in the night walking, and you can make a transaction there. You can buy gold in the middle of the desert. Can you believe that? We are in an era where it's taking place and people's not realizing what we're going to. And I'm going to put an example. The example of two giants that they are extinct now. Blockbuster, Hollywood Video. When they were the champions of the movies, the video, they were not scared when Netflix came by, and they say, no, Netflix is not gonna take our place. People like to come in the store. People like to come and and yeah, rent a movie and go with come and see a movie and then go to their houses with 3-4 movies, and that's how they did their money before. And where they are now, they're extinct. And now what you have out of those giants is only a little red box that you can go to the store and rent a little movie for a couple bucks in 7-Elevens. It's called Redbox. I don't know if you guys have seen a box like that. Okay, so I'm talking about prosperity and the internet way. Macy's, Best Buy, those kind of companies are laying off people. Why? Because they're adapting to the new era. They're using now their stores as big storages, where now they send overseas their products through internet. Now you can apply for Macy's or eBay's products through internet, and they'll send it to you to your house. What I'm trying to explain is that whoever doesn't adapt to this is gonna keep drying up. Is gonna keep fishing on rivers that they're getting dry. You see, rich people, they don't have a little pole like a regular person in the street. They have a yacht. They have yachts with big nets, and they throw them, and that's how they get their money. People like us, we keep thinking that we can fish on a river that is drying up with a little pole, with a little rod, while the rich people already move with the yacht and the nets to where the money's flowing. That's how they're making the money. That's how. I don't see Google. I'm talking about the rich people. I'm talking about Google, Amazon, eBay, Facebook, YouTube. Those companies are not laying off people. Those companies are expanding and growing bigger than ever. We are on a 1.29 trillion industry, growing up at $200 billion every year. And those companies, those giants, they know about this. So Kingdom 77 is doing the same thing. We're with our virtual store, 1in300.net, and so we can talk about it a little more, I'm gonna pass on this to Gabriel, that he's gonna explain to us a little more about the e-commerce, and he's gonna explain to us our product that is one of the best technologies ever invented, which is the cloud service. Okay, Gabriel.